Hi my fellow crocheters, today's video is for you guys, and if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, kindly take a second to hit the subscribe button because I have more videos coming. So today's tutorial will be on this beautiful top. It's like a halter top but it has a collar. I saw this top on Pinterest and I was really itchy on getting started to crochet it because many people wanted a video on it. Hi guys, so today we are going to make this beautiful top. We will concentrate on the collar part. I believe that most of you know how to make a basic halter top, so and how I manage this V part. And tell me you have kids without telling me you have kids. I won't be having tape measure, but I hope that you'll be able to follow through whatever measurements I'm going to take. I'm going to take from this part to this part right here, then from here to here where I start making the decrease, then from this part to where I'm making the partition at the middle, and then up to this part. See? So basically you're going to take your waist measurement. My waist measurement is 28, and then because I want it to be a bareback and my adjustment thread will be at the back, so I'll do 20 inches just to leave some space at the back, and then I'll take the measurement. How long do you want your top to be? So the measurement from let's say the waist line to where you want it to reach as you start decreasing. This is the bust section where your bust starts. This is where your bust starts, and then you go as you decrease, so it can give your bust a nice coverage. So for me, I went 4 inches up, then continued while decreasing one side at both sides 5 inches, then I started decreasing inside and outside for another 8 inches. Then I did the strap to make a total of 11 inches from here to here. So basically that's it. I hope you're going to follow through. So I'm going to use this yarn that I once used to make a dress that I no longer wear, and I'm going to start with a slip knot. The yarn was a lightweight yarn, that is why it's doubled, and you can also use a medium weight yarn. Then for the hook, I'm using a H hook, but it's advisable for you to use a smaller size hook, maybe 2.5 mm, so that your stitches can be compact, like can be intact and no spaces. So try as much as possible to use a hook that you're more comfortable with. So right now I'm chaining. I'm making my foundation chain, which is supposed to stretch to 20 inches. Kindly also take note of your bust measurements so that your foundation chain cannot be so small. It should be able to cover your bust nicely, because this foundation chain will run through your partly half of your bust. Then as we continue, then we start making the decrease. So I want a nice coverage for the bust. That is why you have to consider the foundation chain. So after chaining, we're going to make a double crochet into the third stitch from my hook, and then continue with double crochet through the chain. This top is very simple to make, and it's a beginner friendly top and pattern. So right now I'm just trying to make the double crochets, and I'll do the double crochet till I get to the end of the chain. As you can notice, my double crochet has spaces. That is why I advised, if you are able to get a 2.5mm hook, then that's the best, because it will be, the stitches will be compact, they will be well put together and no spaces will be there. Make sure to go into your last stitch of the chain and make a double crochet. After your last double crochet, chain 2, then turn your work, make a double crochet into your chain 2, like just below your chain 2. We're not going to, because the chain 2 does not count as a stitch, so that is why I'm going to make a double crochet into that, on top of my last double crochet from the previous row. Then continue with double crochet till you get to the end of the row. This is our row 2. As I approach the end of the row, I'll just continue with double crochets. Continue with the double crochet till you get to the last stitch. Remember the 2 chains that we skipped as we began. We're not going into that, we're just going into the double crochet that we started with. Then chain 2, turn your work, just below that chain 2 make your double crochet and continue with double crochet till you get to the end of the row. This is going to be our pattern for the next 10 rows till I get to about 4 inches. Then when you get there, I'll show you what to do. Just a reminder, do not go into the last chain 2, just make your last double crochet to be on top of the first double crochet that you made after the chain 2. So on to the third row, the fourth row, I'm going to chain 2, then just below that chain 2 I'm going to make my first double crochet, and that is where my last double crochet on the 5th row will be. So continue with the same till you get to the end of the row. So I'm going to continue with this pattern for about 10 to 12 rows. Just remember not to go into the last 2 chains. After making 9 rows, I started my decrease. So I'm going to show you how I make my 2 double crochet decrease. So chain 2, then turn your work. You just do the same way you are doing, but at this point we won't make a full double crochet. We'll just yarn over, then pull through the first 2 loops, then yarn over again, insert your hook in the next stitch, pull through the first 2 loops. Now you have 3, then yarn over and pull through the last 3 loops, yarn over and continue with full double crochets up to the end of the row when you have 2 stitches left. When you get to the end of the row, just continue. At this point I'll just continue with double crochets till I have 2 stitches left. So 1 stitch to the end. Then when I get to my 2 stitches, I'll yarn over, insert into my first stitch, then pull through 2 loops. You have 2, yarn over, you have 3, insert into the last stitch, just right on top of my last double crochet from the previous row. Yarn over, pull through the first 2, then yarn over, pull through the first 3. At this point you are at the end of the row. You'll chain 2 and then turn your work. When you have 2 stitches left, just do the same thing, that considering the one that had 2 double crochet decrease as 1, just as I have done. Just below the chain 2, make another decrease, that being your first stitch and the next stitch being the second stitch. Then continue with double crochet till you get to the end of the row. So we are going to do decreases of this top for the next couple of rows, and I'll meet you when you're done. As you can see, it has already started narrowing, and I'll just continue with the same till I get to the top totals to an inch, or like 9 inches. Then when you get to 9 inches is when we'll do the V parts. So here I'm just showing you what you do when you get to the end of a row that you had previously decreased. So this is my last row, and when I'm done, I'm going to divide my work into 2 sections. I'll show you how I did it. So what I did, I counted the number of stitches on my last row, and mine were 84 in total, and 84 divided by 2, that's 42. So I placed my stitch marker at my 42nd stitch, and that's the black yarn you see over there. So this is just me confirming that I have gotten the middle section right. So after I'm done, I'll continue with decreasing on the ends as I begin decreasing in the middle part. So I'll continue decreasing the same way we were decreasing, making 2 double crochet decrease, then continue with double crochet till I get to the middle part. So when I have 2 stitches to the middle, to the where my stitch marker is, then I'll make the 2 double crochet decrease. That is, I'll yarn over, insert my hook on the 41st stitch, then insert my hook on the 42nd stitch, yarn over, then pull through, chain 2, just the same thing you've been doing, chain 2, then turn your work. Just below the chain 2, insert your hook, and that will be your first stitch, then the second stitch, then do a decrease. So that is basically it for this part. I'll be decreasing one side. I'll work on one side of the bust first, then when I'm done, I'll then attach my yarn to the other side and do the other side. So you'll just follow through as I do my first bust. As you can see, it's seamless. The flow will continue till I get to the last row. I'll show you how I do it, and I'll just record on how I'll achieve my first part of my bust. So I hope you have learned something from this, and this is basically the it's just a basic top, but the catch was on the collar, and that is why I wanted to do this top. And guys, I'm also going to do a dress very soon, a very nice dress that I saw, and people have been asking for its tutorial, and I think I can pull it through. So make sure you subscribe to my channel. Just make sure you subscribe. So far so good. Make sure you like and comment. Just in case there is any need of clarification, feel free to comment, feel free to show some love. I also appreciate your presence. And make sure to watch other of my videos. I have very nice videos on tutorials on other things like tops and dresses. So make sure you follow my channel and make sure to be on the lookout for new tutorials. So this is my top so far. As you can see, it's decreasing on both ends. Here we decreased a stitch and a stitch on the other side. So on each row I'm decreasing 2 stitches. So if on the first row I had 40 stitches, because it's 40 stitches on the first row, then 38, then like that till I get to around 5 stitches left. So I'll just do the same till I get to 5 stitches left. So as you can see, at this point I've already done one side, and I'm just going to show you how I did when I had 5 stitches left. So just make sure you have a wide strap, maybe 4 stitches or 5, but I chose mine to be 5. And when I have 5 stitches left, what I do, I'll just continue with my double crochets, 5 double crochet on each row. Then chain 2, turn your work, make a double crochet just below the chain 2. That will be your first. Then another double crochet, that's second, 2, 3, 4, and lastly 5. Chain 2, turn your work. So this is what I did till I got to around 3 inches. I got 3 inches for the strap, and then 5 inches till 5 inches for the triangle part. It's 5 inches, then 3 inches for the strap. So a total of 8 inches for the upper part. So this is my bust is size 34. So if you have a similar bust, you can just follow the measurements and the pattern that I have given. can achieve the same top. So after doing that, I was trying to fix my strap because I found it to be too long. Don't let it be too long because it means that your side boobs will be showing, or your bust, your cleavage will be so exposed. So this is me trying to adjust, but the last inches that I achieved were 3 inches. It's not supposed to be too long. Remember, it's not supposed to be too long because this is just for the neck part. It's just to allow you go around your neck, and that is why it's not supposed to be too long. Now I'll use a slip stitch to attach the 2 straps. Just as the video shows, I'm inserting my hook and pulled through my yarn, and then just use slip stitch to attach the 2 parts. This is after knowing my wrong side. When you know your wrong side, then attach your straps in a way that it can allow you to put it together. I'm so sorry I didn't show it in the video, but I know you can figure it out. I trust in you. I normally do my recording outside because I prefer natural light, and it's so relaxing when I crochet outside. That is why you can see a reflection of the sun that is hitting my stand. So that is the wrong side. I did the slip stitch on the wrong side of my top. Just figure out what is your wrong side, then attach your straps. This is when I had my tape measure before they did justice to it, those little minions. So right now I just want to make the collar the same way. I'll do a slip knot using the same hook. I used my tape measure to find out how long my collar will be, and where I want it to start and where I want it to end. And it was from the end of one strap to where I wanted to reach was 8 inches, so times 2, that will be around 16 inches. So I'll make my strap non-stretch to 16 inches. Remember, this is not a place where we should consider stretching, so it should not stretch. The total yarn unstretched should be 16 inches for the collar. When you have 16 inches, you'll try and figure out how well it fits. That's me trying to figure out how well my collar will fit. Then I'll go ahead and make the collar. Just make sure to leave enough space so that it doesn't look so awkward. We're trying to make it look as a normal blouse. That is why I'm counting, and make sure where it starts is where the same place it ends on the other side. The same row that it starts is the same number of row that it ends on the other side. So that is what I'm trying to figure out at this point. Having figured out that, so I'll go straight ahead and make my collar. Go into the third stitch from the hook and make a double crochet, then continue with double crochet till you get to the end of the row. That is our first row of our collar, and you can just measure to confirm that it has decreased a bit, but it is okay. Mine is the same size, so I'm sure it will fit. So for the second row, we are going to make an increase. So I'll continue. I'm not yet done with my double crochet. This is my last double crochet. Then chain up 3. That will count as a stitch. Then into the same stitch, add another double crochet. Now this is different. I'm chaining 3, not 2. Then continue with double crochet, but make sure you add another double crochet on the same stitch where you made a chain 3. This is to mean we have made an increase of 1 stitch, and we also make another increase at the other side. This will allow our collar look V-like. When I get to the end of my row, so this is me trying to finish my row, into the last double crochet, or into the first double crochet that I made, I'm going to make 2 double crochets. So that means I will have increased my row with 2 double crochets. Go into the same stitch and make 2 double crochets, then chain up 3, and into the same stitch make another double crochet. Then continue with double crochet till you get to the end of the row. When you have 1 stitch, then I'll meet you there. The same thing will happen when you get to the end of the row. So I'm doing a double crochet on top of a double crochet, then into the chain 3 I'm going to make 2 double crochet into the chain 3. That's the first double crochet, then the second double crochet into the chain stitch, the third stitch of the chain 3, then make another chain 3, turn your work just below the chain 3, do another double crochet. get to the end of the row, do the same thing you've been doing. Go into the turning chain and make 2 double crochets on the third stitch. Then we are doing our last row, which is our 5th row, with the same pattern. Go into that stitch with another double crochet to make an increase, then continue with double crochet till you get to the end of the row. I'll meet you when you get there. This is our last row, and the collar is long enough. If you wish, you can add another row, it won't be so off, but this was my last row for the collar. I did 2 double crochets on my last stitch, then chained 1 just to secure my yarn, then cut off my yarn. So that is my collar. It's not straight, it's curved a bit, and that is what I wanted to achieve. So before we attach our collar, we are going to create a foundation that will make it easier for me to attach the collar. So I'm going to use yarn to make a seam. After making a slip knot, you're going to chain 1 just to secure your yarn, then make single crochet, 2 single crochet on each part, and then the 3rd single crochet you'll make it at where the rows meet. Or you could rather make an alternate of 2 single crochets on one part, then 3 single crochets on the other. So just do that as you go round the collar. So when you get to where the split is, you yarn over and make a double crochet into that stitch. I'll just remove this. Then continue with single crochets till you get to the end of your collar. When you get to the end, just secure your yarn by making a slip stitch onto your first single crochet that you made. Then I'll also do a few more slip stitches so as I can secure my yarn, then cut it off. Now that we have done that, we are going to attach our collar to our top, and just make sure that you're attaching the right sides. But before doing that, I'll count to determine the center, the middle part, the middle stitch of my collar, then attach it to the middle part of my top. After determining that, I'll just use another yarn to attach it. So after placing the collar the right side up, then securing the middle part of the collar to the middle part of the top using a thread, just to make sure that I know where the center is and where I will start connecting my pieces. Using my darning needle, I'll connect the two pieces. I'll go into the back stitch of the top and the front stitch of the collar. And make sure you secure your yarn, and just do the same for the next stitch and the stitch after. Back stitch for the front and front stitch. Sorry, I'm supposed to call it a loop. I think it's the loop. There are two loops of your work. There is one that is a bit on the front and the one that is at the back. So I'll pick the back of the top and the front of the collar. I'll do the same till I get to the end of my work. I continued with the same pattern till I got to the end of the collar, and you'll see how beautiful it will look. You'll do the same for the other side. That one I did not capture on video, but I believe you can do it because it's just a matter of stitching it up together. And as we come to the end of the video, I just want to thank you so much for staying, and I hope you're going to share your recreation of the same. The top is a beginner friendly, and if at all you find any challenges on the way, feel free to ask for clarifications in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe and share my work with the other crocheters. I'll really appreciate it. Thank you so much. When you're done, make sure to hide off the excess yarn, then connect your yarn to the same point you connected it when you were stitching up this side. Don't start from the end, so that it ends at the right point, and it will be easier to connect it when you start from the top part. You'll start from top going downwards. we have come to the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for staying tuned. As you can see, the top covers really nicely and it's also decent. And I hope that you enjoyed the video, and please do subscribe. Bye.